Oh my God. Nice. Keep going. Keep going. Oh. Okay. I don't know if I could do that. Here goes nothing. So this is the best-selling phone mount on Amazon. And the company reached out to me, sent me a unit for free, and they gave me a promo code for you guys to use. I'll leave it linked down below. I'm actually a pretty big fan of this design. It should work very well. I mean, look how beefy this thing looks. Oh, that's fancy. That is fancy. Okay, I guess I'll put it right here. Looks good to me. After all this time, we finally have a functioning phone mount. And yes, that is an electric lawnmower. Okay, Andre, you ready to do this?
I is.
So you are an e-bike beginner.
Yeah.
So we're going to take this on your first actual bike ride ever. And I think for you, a bike like this is perfect.
Yeah. It
So
seems like just from the one time I did it, like it's smaller than
yeah.
Frankenstein.
And you have enough power to keep up because
Exactly, yeah.
I go with the legal limit, so this should be fun. You guys can get a nice third-person view of him riding it. And I got to say, I've been enjoying that bike. It is really growing on me. It's a lot of fun, so let's do this. Let's put on my bike. It's actually been a minute since I rode this bike. I do kind of miss it. How's she feeling?
Comfortable.
Comfortable.
Very comfortable.
Hey, you look comfortable with your hands so high up. Okay, let's talk about the Crooked Path e-bike. I'll leave a link to it down below in case you guys want to go check it out. It's only $1,500. I think it's on sale right now. Not a half bad deal. But as mentioned, the bike really is growing on me. And you know me, I love to modify all my bikes, upgrade them, and I fully plan on doing that with this bike. I think it's an excellent platform for upgrading. Okay, right and then left. But okay, the Crooked Path e-bike. I gotta say, if this bike came with a 52-volt battery and maybe a slightly larger capacity, I wouldn't change a thing about it. Except the rear shock. I would change that regardless because the shock is, you can see it now, it's really not doing much. But the fat tires really help to make the ride comfortable. In fact, I have a full suspension bike, minimal travel, but you know, it's a mountain bike, full suspension. And due to the fat tires in that, that's actually more comfortable of a ride. Yeah, so one of the first things I want to do with this bike is change out the handlebars. You see how it has that folding stem? It's very high up, it's comfortable. But I want to put a BMX style handlebar on it, similar to the Lunacycle bike, which is the same kind of frame design. And speaking of the Lunacycle, let's compare these two bikes. When it comes to this and the Lunacycle, I have to say, I think the Crooked Path bike, I'm not just saying this because they sent it to me, but I think it's a better value. So it's a bit more expensive. The Crooked bike is $1,500 and the Luna is $1,400. And the frame is exactly the same. You're going to notice that the Lunacycle does have those BMX style handlebars. I think that's just an awesome look, and Luna went ahead and just did it straight out of the box. And the major advantage of the Lunacycle one is that it has a Gates belt drive, and that's a very nice feature, especially on a more budget bike like this. I got to give them props for that. But when you take a closer look at all of the other accessories and features out of the box, the Crooked Path is significantly better. So the first thing you're going to notice visually is that this has metal fenders front and back straight out of the box, and Lunacycle doesn't. Another feature is that this has integrated headlights and taillights, and the taillight has a brake indicator, so when you squeeze either of the levers, it brightens. And speaking of the brakes, this bike has phenomenal stopping power. They're hydraulics, they're just dual piston, but they're on 180 millimeter rotors. And when you compare that to Lunacycle, they just have manual disc brakes. And there's a huge difference between the two. So it is wet, but I mean, we both have fenders, so we might as well try a little bit of a trail.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
All right, yeah, we can do that because this one they don't allow bikes.
Is that the horse trail?
Even though I've done it multiple times. All right. Oh, a little wheelie. That's that low-end torque.
Oh, yeah.
Also, this has a rack straight out of the box. It's very heavy duty. That's going to make the bike a lot more utilitarian. And again, another feature Lunacycle doesn't have. So you have to ask yourself the question, how much is that Gates belt drive worth it?
Yeah, and I gotta say, for such a small shop in the, by the rear seat,
Yeah?
it really feels like really working.
Oh yeah, I mean the fat tires themselves really absorb a lot. Yeah. But yeah, the shock is nice. I see it moving a little bit.
Yeah.
But I do plan on changing that out, and hopefully that makes a huge difference.
Oh, that's gonna be stupid at that point.
I'm telling you guys, folding bikes, they can do it. I'm a fan of them, just in general. I mean, if you can make a bike fold, why not? I think we take this left. So let's talk about upgrades. You guys know I like this bike as a platform. I like the motor. The only thing I wish is the power system, right? A bit beefier of a battery, both in terms of capacity and voltage. So when it comes to upgrading, that's what I want to focus on modifying, as well as things like the suspension. Obviously you can put better suspension on it, but focusing on the power system, I would love to find a way to keep the Bafang motor, because as mentioned, I think it's a great motor. Change out the controller and add a 72 volt battery. Basically this battery. I could take this battery off my bike and put it on that bike. Okay, I think we went down the wrong trail. I don't recognize this. Wait, hold up a second. We might have made the wrong turn.
Wrong turn?
I mean, where do you think it... Oh, yeah. Yeah, no.
It just gets narrow.
Yeah, no. I don't want to mess up the bikes too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
8-point turn?
Yeah, well, luckily with a bike, you can just pick it up. Ugh.
How much is weight? This is really light.
Yeah, I think it's about 65.
That's, damn.
Yeah, it's not bad, right?
No. That's nothing.
Oh. So, I was doing some research into seeing how to make my dream possible of connecting a 72 volt battery to that Bafang motor without messing up the bike too much, because my bike here is very janky, and when it comes to that bike, I want to take a different approach to the customization. I want to keep it as clean and stock as possible. Oh, I think we're supposed to take that right up here. So I think the controller of choice here has to be the Phase Runner, or the Franken Runner, I think they call it now. That's from Grin Technologies. I've talked about them before on the channel. Man, that bike is handling this trail just the same as my mountain bike. Super impressive. But yeah, I've talked about Grin Technology before on the channel. Oh my god! Nice! Keep going, keep going! Okay, I don't know if I could do that. Because my tire is so thin, I'm gonna sink.
I want to go again.
I don't know if I can do that. My tires are so thin. Here goes nothing. Oh my gosh. Oh, I'm spinning. I'm spinning. My back wheel is just spinning. Oh, oh my gosh.
That was the funnest thing I've done.
I know, right? Yeah, so that's a good example of why there's no need to change out that motor. It's good. So I want to see if it's possible to connect that Bafang M60 motor to the Franken controller, or whatever they call it, from Grin Technologies, and then plug in the 72 volt battery to that controller and power that motor. If that's possible, that's a pretty clean build, and it would really just make that bike perfect in my opinion. But I'm not sure if this motor, the Bafang, is compatible with the Franken Runner controller. If you guys have any knowledge on that, please let me know in the comments. But if they're not compatible, then I'm gonna have to just take off that motor, completely waste it, and maybe put the GMAC motor or possibly a direct drive motor. But I'm actually a pretty big fan of high-powered geared motors because of situations like this. They have that low-end torque, and I've never really been a big fan of max speed on e-bike, going 40, 50 miles an hour. I much prefer the low-end power. And see, another thing that's pretty cool about just the general folding bikes is that middle tube is where both the battery and the stock controller is. And with the Frankenrunner controller, it's small enough that you could take out the stock one and put the Frankenrunner controller in the frame of the bike. And again, that just keeps the bike looking very clean. And it's got to make it a bit more water resistant, having the controller inside the down tube. Yeah, so you're having the time of your life? Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So now you're completely hooked, right? You got to buy one?
I went dirt biking once or twice, but this is just so much better.
Oh no, it's like actually raining. Yo, you want to stop in that gazebo?
Yeah, sure.
Because I mean, it's like full on raining. Man, the white color does not help with the mud. We got the Popo right there. Luckily, this is a fully street legal bike.
Yeah.
Let me do a quick little loop with it. I'll be right here. 2 seconds. Kickstand. Ugh. Oh, speaking of kickstand, it sucks on this bike. That and the seat. Those are 2 things that need to be changed out. But easy to do. But luckily, I noticed unlike the Lunacycle, this actually has a mounting bracket for the kickstand. The Lunacycle one doesn't have that. They just use like a clamp-on kickstand. Whew. See, just coming from my bike, the acceleration is completely adequate. That's the word I keep coming back to. Of course, more power is good. That's why I want like a 52 volt, 72 volt battery. But, it's good enough. Oh yeah, and the fat tires and gravel, huge difference compared to my bike. Oh yeah. Yeah, gravel, sand, this is where fat tires really shine. Oh yeah, this is a lot of confidence. So much fun. After you. Yeah, straight ahead. Yeah, just pedal and you'll be fine.
That's a good point. That is a very
Hey, go ahead of me.
Yep.
Man, just killing it up this hill with all the roots and the rocks. Man, he's going faster than me. Yeah, straight. Yeah, up this way. And then left.
right here.
Yeah. Nice little spot. Ooh, trail. Next time. Deer impact and plant regeneration study area. That cool? Another trail. Yeah. If it wasn't so muddy, I would be taking these right now, but don't want to do too much damage to these bikes. Yeah, let's take this right here. But I think we got a full video here. So if you guys are still watching, hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like, subscribe, and please leave a comment down below letting me know your thoughts on upgrading this bike, and if it's possible to connect that Bafang motor to a more powerful 72-volt battery using something like the Frankenrunner. I really hope it's possible, but I'm not sure. So if you guys know anything, let me know in the comments. But with that said, I'm gonna enjoy the last bit of my ride here, wash off these bikes, and I'll see you guys in the next one.